Thank you again, Jamie.
No problem. And I think you are ready to go.
Thanks. Well, good morning, everybody. I am so excited to start this day. This is something I've been looking forward to. I hope you can all hear me. I hope you can all see my screen. You should be. If you have any problems, just kind of let us know. We've got an awesome helper online with us, Jamie from Boone Realty, Remax Boone, who's going to kind of help for oversee this, and she's recording for us. So today we're going to be talking all about social media. So we're starting off with let's be social. Of course, one of the things that I love about being a real estate agent is the social aspect of it. You have to love people and you have to really want to be around people to do this business and to do it well. So socially, so being social is a big part of that. If you are at all interested in seeing what we do as a team, that is our handle at the Morse Team on Instagram and Facebook, and it's actually also the same thing on YouTube. And of course, if you have any questions or want any clarity over anything that we go through today, that is my email address, and that shouldn't say Gmail. I thought I corrected it, but it did not, but I could get that email anyway. But it should be Candy Modine at remax.net. That's probably the best avenue to get me. And of course, my cell phone number. Feel free to reach out. I would love to see what I can do to help you out with any questions you may have. So, again, a little bit about being social means about sort of letting people into your life. So, I'm going to let you into a little bit of my personal life. Here is my husband, Dan, and our two beautiful daughters. This actually was at a wedding about a week before the COVID shut down. I think it was probably the last wedding in New Orleans unrestricted this year. So during this weekend, it was so much fun. We had no idea what COVID was. 7 days later, all of our lives drastically changed. But everything is good. Things are popping up. Things are getting better. I'm going to start admitting a few people when I see. Um, yeah, I'll come in. So if I'm pausing for a minute, it's because I'm admitting. And another part of what our personal life is all about is this little guy. So this is our little puppy dog named Buddy, who we love, and he's not so little and he's not so young anymore, but he's terrific. And he has his own Instagram handle. So that's my personal Instagram on my personal Facebook page, and then of course for Buddy. Here is our office, our sweet little office in Covington, Louisiana, which is a beautiful little town just on the north shore of Lake Pontchartrain. It's a terrific little historic town, and we love it. I'm born and raised, and so you're not going to be able to drag me anywhere else. Here is my business partner and my teammate, my neighbor, and my sister. So together we are co-owners of Remax North Lake Associates, which would not be where it is today if not for this beautiful lady on the right. That's my mom, and she's pretty special. She retired at age 84, and she opened our franchise in 2001. Next year, 2021, is going to be our 20th anniversary. So that is really exciting. And so here we are, here we go. Those other handles are all of our other professional handles that you're welcome to follow or see what's going on or like or whatnot. So we're going to go into social media boot camp, and a definition that I found online is boot camp is a program or situation that helps people become much better at doing something in a short period of time. I feel like that really describes our momentum training series that Remax has developed for us. It really is a lot of strong content in one setting. And what is so great about it is that you can continue to cultivate and rewatch and learn. Every time I watch a momentum series, I kind of take away a new bit of information, sort of like a nugget. So in momentum, they teach us to spar. Now that's your steady, practice, action, repeat. So that's what you'll need to do. And it's the same thing with anything that we go through in social media also. So the purpose today is to teach proven strategies for effectively utilizing social media to grow your business. After this class, you should expect to feel comfortable and confident to implement social media best practices and strategies in your business. And the result, of course, is increased exposure via building your brand, providing value, and then the key, generating additional leads. So here is our operational model for momentum. And the main things that we'll focus on through social media are the prospecting and the marketing part of this operational model. I'm a strong believer that social media, and you'll see my hands, I'm a hand talker like Elizabeth. So you'll see my hands fly across the screen. I feel very confident that social media can be a part of pretty much all of these cycles of our business model. So don't be shy to spread the love in social media wherever you are. I think they've got a few people in the waiting room, so let me admit everybody. Oh, hang on, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. The importance of social media. We don't have a choice on whether we do social media. The question is how well we do it. And that's very true. So utilizing social media to grow your business is fundamental. It's a fundamental component for many, many reasons. It increases outreach. There's quick engagement, great advertising, and free advertising. There's an opportunity to build, grow, and reinforce your brand. And then, of course, enhanced networking opportunities. And then to top it off, you're elevating terrific lead generation. You must train your mind to think in unlimited terms. So limited beliefs show up in the forms of excuses. And let's all be honest, we all have excuses. So at times agents won't progress with their social media because they are placing limits on themselves. You may think social media isn't worth the investment. Social media is a fad. Social media isn't where my audience is. Well, that would only be true if your people were living under a rock and they had not have any idea what's going on with social media. So everybody's on social media these days in all age ranges. And I added these two last. I don't have time for social media. I get that. But if you want to grow your business, you need to look into our activities management momentum training and schedule this out because it's an important part of your day. It's an important part of growing your business and being relevant. And then, of course, lastly is social media is only for younger agents or I'm too old. Well, dadgum, that is not true. I do not believe the statement, you cannot teach a dog, can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's not true. You always should be a learner. Lifelong learning is where it's at. So if you don't feel comfortable, you just need a little confidence. So reach out to a trusted colleague, reach out to your broker, reach out to one of these on-site social media experts who really can help you cultivate a great real estate presence in social media. And there are plenty of them out there. If you have anybody, if anybody watching now has somebody like an advisor who they use, some of these are paid advisors, some of these are free advisors that give them good content, give them great sites, and actually maybe even manage their social media. If you have somebody you really, really are interested in, put it in the chat box, share it with us, and that way we can all have the opportunity to maybe look into something like that if that works best for you. All right. I hope everybody's hearing me and I hope everybody's here. So again, you must train your mind to think in unlimited terms. So the way to do that is to write your limited beliefs down. And then of course, you're going to rewrite them as unlimited beliefs. One of my favorite takeaways from momentum is I live in a world of abundance. That should always be at the top of your mind. And when anything happens, when anything good happens, when anything bad happens. So that's my personal little takeaway. So we're going to get into the why, the where, the how, all those good things of social media. So again, why post? Well, we want to generate leads, and that means that we can do this through social media while we're not actually in social media. So it's working for us when we're not actively doing it at that moment. So people are scrolling, people are looking at stories. There you are, you're at a closing, you're doing a listing appointment, but you're still relevant in someone's right there in their feed and in their site, and then hopefully in their thought process. Where to post. So social media is an ever evolving world consisting of a multitude of platforms. There's a lot out there to engage with, but you must identify where your clients and your potential customers are in order to develop your strategy. How to post. So that's going to determine where you've decided to post and where your target audience will be. We'll get a little more into those details in a minute. Of course, what to post. You always want to post content that enhances your personal brand. It provides value to your target audience, and it builds your reputation as a trusted local expert. That's right where you want to be. When to post. Again, that should be posted consistently. They call it a consistent cadence, and it needs to align with the platform that you've decided where your people are most engaged. And here's some information on that I found online. So here are two little graphics that give you best times to post on social media and how often to post on social media. So you can take a screenshot of this, you can snap a picture of this. I think it's a great little graphic. Of course, they're telling you Facebook and Instagram, those are sort of afternooners, and they give you specific days that the activity on those platforms are the most active. And then Pinterest, they say all day, anytime, all day long. I love it. And then, of course, Twitter, that would be a Monday morning wake up call. How often to post on social media? I find that more important than what time. I feel like what time is the timing part is great if you want to really hone in on that, but people are on social media 24/7. So even if you post at 10 o'clock at night, you're still going to get activity on your post. So I wouldn't focus so much on the timing of social media, but I would more focus on the days you're going to post, your cadence, and also how often you post. So there are over posters out there. There are a lot of them, and they lose me, and they're probably losing a lot of you. So be mindful that you're not dropping 5 posts on Facebook a day in your feed that more than half are going to be missed by your audience. So just, think about 1 post a day, make it a really good one, and be consistent. Try to do it as many days a week as you can. Personally, we made it a goal to post every single day. And I've done that consistently for quite a while. I'm going to be honest to tell you that in the last, say, 2 months, I've sort of not held true to my determination to post every day, but I am posting at least 5 to 6 days a week. So I'm not missing out a whole lot, and I'll probably ramp it back up. It's just got busy and it got hard. So I understand where you're coming from when you're like, I don't have time for social media. Well, you still need to make the time. And again, our platform that our go-to is Instagram, because that's where our audience is. That's where our target is. So what's great and what I love about Instagram is you can post on Instagram and post on Facebook at the same time. So that is a time saver. What we say is it's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So it's a great way to get double the coverage from 1 post. Also, if you're on Twitter, you can post on Twitter from Instagram. So it usually, if you want to, you got 3 posts. I'm not actively involved in Twitter. We have an account. So I'll post there just to throw it out there because who knows? So again, that's a great product to use. The platform of Instagram really does benefit us. And then, so again, post about once a day. We haven't gotten into stories, but I'll quickly tell you. So stories through Instagram and Facebook are amazing. It's a great way to drive some fun traffic to your site and to build your brand. And it's fun. They last 24 hours and then they drop off. So, but don't be an overposter on stories. If you have 10 stories going on in one 24-hour span, I'm going to watch like 3 of them and then swipe. I'm on to the next one because it's just it can be overpowering. So just try to keep yourself at a good even level. Try not to overdo it, but definitely do something. So social media target audience is created by identifying specific people you want to appeal to with the content you post and share. Target audience can be created based off of demographics such as age, income level, location, education, behavior, etc. So here's an important note about that. Be careful not to incorporate impermissible traits such as race, sex, religion, familial status, or disability. Those are our protected classes through our code of ethics from NAR. And you have to be very mindful. And Elizabeth gave a great teaching during Tech and Touch on the updated code of ethics through NAR regarding those protected classes and what you post on social media, whether you're posting on your business page or on your personal page. So be very mindful. Identifying your target audience enables you to create content that is relevant, understand how to create that content, and connect your target audience via the correct social platform. And your audience can and will change over time. So you got to go with the flow. Here's a great little question and answer about how to identify your target audience. So where am I? What is my specialty? Are you finding that you really are doing great with first-time home buyers? Do you really like the retirees when downsizing? Are you a commercial agent focusing on that industry? Do you work primarily in the luxury market? So identify what your specialty could look like, and then what demographics could be. Again, the reminder about impermissible traits, so be careful there. And then what qualities characterize my ideal client? And then what is my ideal client looking for when they're looking for me? Like what do I need to possess in order for them to feel like they found their person? And then what platforms and avenues does my ideal client use? So a little bit about that. Personally, my sister Melody and I have children right at that Gen Y, millennial Gen Y stage. And so that seems to have been our target audience, because they're graduating or have graduated from college. They're getting married or have been married. They're having kids. They're buying their first house. So it's been a really positive, fun. It's kind of like selling a bunch of houses to a bunch of kids. It's really all your children's friends and some of some of our friends' kids. So we've loved that. It's been a great year for a lot of first-time home buyers. And so we've really enjoyed that. And that's why we really have targeted our audience on Instagram, because we find that most of them are right in that spot. So let's get a little deeper into the types of platforms that are out there and what might work best for you. So there are many modes to reach your audience via social media, and determining which platforms to focus on may take a bit of trial and error. So remember that even if you're on a certain platform, you're not feeling traction, you're sort of spinning wheels, try something else. So be willing to move, be willing to change. That's really going to be the only way to grow and get where you need to get. The 3 most effective and highly used platforms by real estate agents are, and you'll all know this probably, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So again, it's an ever-evolving world. Best uses and practices for each of these platforms should be reviewed frequently. So make sure you're kind of watching what's going on, reading, getting all kinds of information, and making sure you're staying relevant and following all the rules and guidelines on these different platforms. So let's dive deeper into them. So Facebook is a fundamental social media platform. It's considered the go-to platform and network for billions of people around the world. It's an essential component of social media market campaign because it enables agents to cultivate relationships, procure leads, and market their business. Facebook can also provide a snapshot into an agent's personal life, which can help build a stronger connection with a target audience. So that's kind of what I did at the very beginning. Kind of gave you a little bit of insight about my background and who I am. And that's what Facebook is really good at. You know, you can get personal. You don't have to get personal, but you know, people like a little glimpse of what's going on when you're not actually in your real estate agent mode. I mean, we do have some downtime every now and then, maybe not this year, but we'll see what happens next year. So it is a great platform. It's widely used. I mean, its audience is, you know, from the young to, you know, someone in their 80s who's checking on their family, watching their great grandchildren, their grandchildren, what their children are doing and what their friends are doing. So there are a lot of people on Facebook. Instagram is a platform that enables you to provide your audience with unique visual content. It also encourages community engagement. It allows you to leverage the selling power of quality images and videos of properties and specific features of the home. Photos and videos you share on Instagram can easily be shared to other platforms such as Facebook. So what I really love about Instagram is it's mainly video or not video, excuse me. Well, there's a lot of video, but it's visual, and our eyes are trained to be attracted to things visually, obviously, and something that's going to catch your eye. So when you're posting on Instagram, you want to make it something that's going to stop somebody from swiping up. They're just going to swipe up, see your picture, whatever that might be, and they're going to stop and they're going to look into it. The same thing with video. We know that all of our platforms out there, our social media platforms, have algorithms that really favor video. So the more video you do, the more exposure you're going to get through those platforms. And again, that's also true with the stories that are really important to sort of engage in a little bit. LinkedIn is a platform where people can go to learn more about your brand and your business experience and see who you are connected with. It's truly networking all in LinkedIn. So it's a great place to be, to network and also visit with other people in the same service. YouTube. Now, YouTube might not be in the top 3 of platforms for real estate agents, but it is the second most popular search engine on the internet. And I would tell you that YouTube is coming up quickly with real estate. I see a lot going on. Of course, what's really cool is the podcasting that you can get through YouTube. Some really fun podcasts out there for real estate, some really relevant information out there. It has almost 1 billion users, 1/3 of the total internet users. Highlighting videos on YouTube is a very impactful and an informative way to showcase your brand value and listings, as well as your real estate expertise. So think about that. You're trying to figure out how to do something. Say, you know, how do I change a tire? So you go to YouTube. How do you change a tire? Well, I mean, you don't have to pull out a manual anymore. It's all there and it's on a video on YouTube. It makes it so much easier and everyone becomes an expert. So think about that when someone maybe is thinking about buying a home. You know, what do I do? I'm ready to buy my first house. So what do I do? Well, you could have a series on YouTube about first-time home buyers and how to guide them through the buying process. There's a lot of great opportunities on there on YouTube. So make sure you have a channel and start subscribing to other people's channel. And that's a great way to sort of expand your YouTube outreach. I'm not on Twitter. I have an account. I'm not on Pinterest. We don't have an account. And of course, I will tell you that I do have a Snapchat account, although I don't think I've ever posted on it. That is definitely for our younger generation, maybe our Gen X's. I will have to say, though, I am so proud. I have seen lately some agents who are around my age sort of diving in, just giving it a shot. And Reels is something through Instagram that's coming up that's sort of like the Snapchat too. And that's actually a lot like TikTok. So even if you're not on TikTok, the Instagram is offering a lot of similar components. So just go for it. Just have fun with it. Um, do what appeals to your audience. Again, there are many platforms available. Then you must identify which are most relevant to you and your audience. So key questions to ask is, where is my target audience? And which of these social media platforms will return the largest investment of my time and money? So I looked high and low for a graph on what age ranges are on different social media um, platforms. But I think from experience, I can tell you that your very young generation, like your X, your Gen X, uh, Gen Y, they're on not just TikTok, but they're on Instagram most likely. Not so much on Facebook. I mean, it might be there, but they're not actively in it very often. So more of our older millennials and our younger baby boomers are on Facebook. Pretty much most of the whole baby boomer um, generation is probably more on Facebook than they are on maybe possibly Instagram. And then of course what we call the silent generation or the greatest generation that are out there on social media are going to be on Facebook because it's easy to use, it's user friendly, and they can kind of connect with their family and friends, and hopefully you. Real estate is a very unique industry in the fact that you are the brand, but you also are backed by the greatest brand in the world. So you have a double advantage here. The must haves of creating your personal brand is it must be an authentic manifestation of who you are. I love that. I love that you need to let people know who you are, let them in because they're going to love you and they're going to want to be with you. So don't be shy to just go for it and be who you are. It must be a reflection of what you do. So what services you provide, examples of your expertise and your knowledge. And of course it must amplify what you believe. Now when we say amplify, we're not saying shout, we're not being obnoxious, but we are just letting people know very proudly what we believe. And then, of course, it must be a thoughtful display of your ideals, your personality, your values, and your beliefs. And then your personal brand, of course, is a combination of how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you. So how you see yourself could be your vision, values, and your value. I think that's a typo, and I tried to fix it. It should be probably your mission, vision, and values. But take it for what it calls to you, and then what you do and say, and your knowledge and your expertise. So how others see you would be opinions, your reputation, your perceived value, and how people feel when they interact with you. Lean thinking defines value as providing benefit to the customer. Anything else is a waste. So this is sort of a new age quote, I would say. I had to really kind of dive deep into this quote because it didn't strike me right away. But lean thinking means just basically cutting the fat. What we need, what the society, what today's life calls for is get to the heart of the matter. Don't waste time, don't waste energy, don't waste money. So that is a great way that social media can help you build your business. So the kind of content you create and post to social media platforms can increase awareness, increase engagement, drive traffic to your website. So on all your platforms, you should have a link to your website. And of course, it's going to create and find client advocates. And that's who we all want. We want those advocates who want to do nothing but work with us and tell everybody they know to call us. Of course, you must identify your target audience and identify what they need. So the key question here is, how will you be valuable? That can be a lot of things. And it's just a question that you really need to think about, write down some thoughts. And there's a lot out there. There's a ton of content creation that can really, really provide terrific value. Posted content should be relevant, irresistible, and irreplaceable. I do really like this, and this is great information. So this will give you a clue, and this is something to think about every time you're ready to post. Is it relevant, irresistible, irreplaceable? So relevant would be something the audience needs. It's meaningful. It's appropriate. Irresistible is something they want. It's enticing. It's appealing. It's going to make them stop in their tracks, read what you've written, and engage, and like and comment. That's really the engagement you're looking for. And of course, irreplaceable is something that they can't get anywhere else, and it's rare and unparalleled, and it's unique. Well, I think that's you. You are that piece. You are the irreplaceable piece. You are something they can't get anywhere else. So make sure that you are really promoting yourself and showing them who you are. Here are some great examples of value-driven content. So of course, promoting your listings. If you have a home buyer's guide, a home seller's guide, those are great to put on social media, even a relocation guide, a neighborhood marketing report. If there's a neighborhood that you do a lot of listing and selling in, or just a neighborhood in your area that has a lot of turnover, you can do a report on that neighborhood and get a lot of great feedback. Then virtual open houses. Well, that's never been more relevant than it is now. So of course, COVID sort of threw us into virtual open houses in the fast and furious manner. It's a really great way to get a peek to a widest audience possible of a home. Now, you might have some sellers that really don't want their home to be on a virtual tour. You'll have to make sure that that's okay with them. But especially today, it's sort of the go-to for introducing a property to all the people out there looking. So it's a great tool. A CMA, I'm not really sure how you would do that, because when I think of CMA, I think of something that's 40 pages long and something I really don't want to do. But you could come up with something short, sort of like a postcard size post. And then of course, I like this a lot, examples of how to stage your home, how to increase curb appeal, etc. So you could even partner with a stager in your community and do a little video, or do even a post and say, here are so-and-so's top 3 important steps in making sure your home is staged and ready to sell. So definitely collaborate. Then you can generate reports on neighborhoods and schools. And then same sort of context with how to stage would be examples on how to landscape or freshen up your landscape, how to remodel if there are people out there that are looking for investment opportunities, and of course, anybody who's into flipping homes. So if that's any of your wheelhouse, great way to put yourself out there and get some really good content that other people would be interested in. Another great example of content, and this is important, you need to talk about yourself a little bit. Sometimes that gets uncomfortable, but you need to do it. So the success stories, number 1, when you are successful, let others know. Make sure that they know that not only are you working in this business, but you are actually successful in this business. So don't be shy about letting them know that you are working hard. Client testimonials, that's a big one, and it's a great one, especially if you're just starting out. Maybe you've only had 1 or 2 sales. If you get those testimonials from those buyers or sellers and do a post on that testimonial, it could be a really nice way of letting people know that person had a really good experience and they recommend that they work with you. And then of course, milestones. If you reached a certain sales volume achievement, if you've reached a certain commission achievement, if you've capped your anniversary with your broker, your anniversary of being in the real estate business and obtaining your license, all those things are great content to post. Two of the things that I really love are community involvement and interaction with other local businesses. So community involvement would be, there are a lot of us out there that do a lot of volunteering, and you need to let people know, it's not about you in that instance. It's really about bringing some great um, uh, driving traffic, driving awareness to that nonprofit that you're working with, especially this year. It's been super important. Secondly, interaction with other local businesses. Um, our hospitality industry this year has suffered gravely due to COVID. So, we take the opportunity whenever we can to get out and go have lunch somewhere where they're open. We take pictures of us at the restaurant. We take pictures outside the restaurant. We might take pictures of our food. And we're going to not only promote and talk about how delicious it was and how much fun it was and how safe we felt being there, eating and enjoying a meal and being out of our house, but we're also going to tag that business, and we're going to draw attention to them and try to give them some promotion. They appreciate it so much. So it really is a win-win situation for everybody. Reasons to use video. Well, I don't have to get into too many details because Elizabeth did an amazing teaching on video and why you should be doing video right now. I happen to love video. We just sort of jumped into it, didn't think much about it. It is what it is. We are who we are. If we're good, we're good. If we're bad, we laugh. So it's okay. But the only way to actually start it is to dive in and build some confidence in it. So reasons to use video: humanize yourself. People want to hear your voice, and they want to see your expressions. They want to see your movement. They want to see what you're doing. Create relatability with your audience. So obviously they're going to relate to what you're doing. You establish credibility as the subject matter expert. First-hand display of your character, your expertise, and your knowledge. That's big. You're going to deliver an experience that stands out above the crowd. And of course, strengthen relationships and build new ones. And that's really the goal. Consider using video when you're posting content. Video is an extremely important tool to incorporate into your social media strategy. It really is. And of course, we've talked about the algorithms of these platforms and how they really push video. One thing that I will tell you, video doesn't have to be, if you're just getting started and you're not quite sure you want to be in front of the camera, you don't have to start off in front of the camera. Take video of a house, take video of a neighborhood, take video of something going on in your community. And then that will build some confidence. It will make you feel a little bit better, and slowly put yourself out there, put yourself in front of the camera. You just need a few tools. You can get a tripod, you can get microphones. All those things are very inexpensive, and just do it and not worry about it too much, because you are going to get some good engagement and people are going to really enjoy it. So don't be shy. Here are some of what I consider really great content creators. This is not everybody, because I do follow a lot of people. And that's what also, if you look on Instagram or Facebook and you're not following not just these people, but a lot of other real estate agents who have got this thing down, then you're really missing out. Because I learned a long time ago that there's no new ideas. It's just reusing ideas in a different way. So you might get a great inspiration from something that somebody else posted. Doesn't mean you're stealing from them, because you're just reusing it in your own unique way. But not all of these are RE/MAX agents. There's a lot of them that are across other brands, but they're all really good. They have really nice looking pages where you can really tell that they work hard in their Instagram, or these are all from Instagram. I'm sure they have Facebook pages, but these are all directly Instagram. So you can take a picture of this or do a print your screen or do a screenshot. Great people. Of course, most of you know Ed Stulak. He did the Tech and Touch and did a great job. Of course, our leader. Adam Contos with Remax. Keeping Current Matters has great graphs that you can use. And they say, yeah, use these. I've used them several times for good content. Katie Lance, she is really excellent at social media. She is the expert. She is the guru. And she has, you can pay her for services. And then she also offers a lot of free training also. I get also a lot of good content from NAR Research. Lee Thomas Brown is hilarious. And all these others. I do want to talk quickly about Cool Murphy Nola. She's an agent in New Orleans, and she lives just outside of the French Quarter in a really neat little area called the Marigny. She's amazing. If you're really looking for someone who can pull you in and engage with you and engage with her audience, it would be Cool Murphy. So give her a follow. She'll follow you back. If you have questions, she answers her DMs. She's a sharer, which is wonderful. And I'm sure any of these people would be happy to give you some insight into how they've gotten where they are. When to post. So we talked about that earlier, but here again is more specific times. Of course, they're saying Facebook any day at 11, Instagram particular days, again, 11 and 2. So a lot of research has gone into understanding when people are most active on social media. And as I said earlier, this is great if you can really organize your activities to have it post on this time, on these particular days. But the most important thing is just get it out there, whether it's 10 o'clock at night, whether it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Just put it out there and you'll get some good feedback. This is really what's more important than the timing is, again, your cadence. And that is how often you post and your consistency. So I think it was last week that Katie Lance did a podcast, or she was with Adam Contos on his podcast. She said, consistency builds trust. And that is so true. So if you are not consistent, you're posting once, maybe every 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, one day you have 3 posts, and then you're going to wait 5 more days and make 1 post. You're not building yourself up to be expected, to be looked for by your audience. They're not going to, they're not going to be like, oh, they're not going to be going, I haven't seen Candy in a while. Where is she? They're on to somebody else who's been posting consistently. So if you start it consistently. If you post once a week, just do it consistently. That's really important. So they're giving you some samples here of how often you should post. Of course, Facebook, at least 3 times a week. Once a day is optional. Instagram, at least once a day, no more than 3 times. I say once a day is enough. LinkedIn, twice a week, no more than once per business day. And of course, those are the 3 most popular real estate platforms. So that's where that information is coming from. So again, recommendations change frequently. So you must determine your own strategy by tracking your engagement and those results. One way to get into a consistent posting cadence is to create a content calendar showing both weekly and monthly goals to ensure you're posting to the social platforms that are relevant to where your target audience is present. So there are some really good apps out there where you can schedule posts in advance, which is amazing. You can schedule a week of post. You can schedule a couple of weeks of post. I think you can schedule probably a month of post. And I think if you have the time to sit down, you could probably go much farther than that. That's a great way to be organized and to really make sure you are creating a calendar and a schedule that is going to really adhere to your busy real estate calendar and schedule. One thing I will tell you is, honestly, I'm sort of a fly by the seat of my pants person, and I wish I could do that, but I really love sort of being in the moment and seeing what is inspiring me that day and what I really want to post about. Now, granted, there are times at 10 o'clock at night when I'm like, damn, I haven't posted today and I'm really tired, but got to post, so I'll find something. So that's my fault. But if those of you out there who are organized that use some of these apps, you go for it. And if you have an app that you use that you really like in scheduling posts, let us know, put it in the chat box, and then hopefully we can share it with everybody, or you can share it with everybody. So that's the set it and forget it. That's a plus. I do like this little graph on, this is sort of the days to post and the platforms to post on. I thought this was really a good graph. It's probably something you might want to either take a picture of or print it out or keep it. You have the workbook. It's going to be in your workbook. Keep it, use it as a great reminder as far as the best days to post and what platforms to use. Of course, we all know what gets measured gets done. We've heard that plenty of times. So continuously tracking and evaluating the results you achieve via your social media posts must be a priority. So again, that's all about momentum. That's just been ingrained in our momentum trainings is measuring, tracking, and reviewing the results and seeing what needs to be changed. How can we make this better? Or, oh, this is working really good. Check that off your list. So here are some simple metrics to measure: the likes and the shares of your post, your audience growth, like how many followers, followers versus following ratio. So you should always have more followers than people you are following. It's funny, they talk about the cool. That's how Justin Bieber was considered so cool, because he had millions of people following him, but he's only following like 300 people. Now we're not, if you are planning on being a social media influencer, then that's going to really, it's going to really be important for you to make sure that you have a lot more followers than people you are following. Your advocates and your fans, how active they are in your posts, your organic versus your paid results. So we really haven't talked about this, but we sort of quit print advertising at least two years ago. Maybe longer. We just cut it all out. It was expensive, and we weren't getting any good activity or leads off. It was easily measured. We were getting nothing. So to pull back that budget and start using Facebook and Instagram to boost posts at a rate that you can set, it's an unbelievable way to put things out there and to get some great exposure for your listings, for yourself, for your business at a very, very, very good budget. How many clicks per post you're getting, lead generation, your website's visits. You can try to track and see how many are linking in from your Instagram, your Facebook, or whatever social media platform you're using. Your audience mentions, so if you all of a sudden see that you get notification that you've been tagged, that's pretty awesome, because somebody's taking you from your place, bringing you into a whole new area and exposing you to all kinds of new people who might be looking for someone to help them with their real estate needs. So that's really an important part of measuring metrics. And of course, the return on the investment of what you've done. A little chart, of course, will track social media posts and their effectiveness. Great way to do it. So give that a shot. So we're wrapping up. Here is our action items in our review. So the goal of training, of course, is always action. Understand the value of having a consistent and effective social media strategy. Thoughts that matter. Do not have limited beliefs. Write your unlimited beliefs. Identify that target audience. Understand the platforms and understand where you need to be in order to reach your target audience. Create awareness and recognition so people in your community become familiar with your brand as well as your services. Be a really good content creator. Relevant, irresistible, irreplaceable, and you've got it. And of course, the consistency that you're going to bring to your posting. That's super important, and you can use a monthly content calendar. Of course, track, evaluate, and improve your efforts on a weekly basis. Stay consistent to grow your social media presence. And that wraps our social media boot camp. Now, real quick, I'm going to see, does anybody have anything that they want to share? If you want to put your handles in the chat box, please do. And then I'll make sure those get shared, and it would be terrific. So, did everybody hear? I hope everybody could hear. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all have a great day. And don't forget to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks so much. Bye bye.